For over 3,000 years, an astonishing secret lay hidden beneath the sands of the Egyptian desert. Imagine trekking across those endless dunes under a blistering sun when suddenly your foot strikes something solid, an ancient hand-carved wall peeking out of the sand. This is no mirage. It's the first glimpse of a mysterious lost city entombed in the dunes. Researchers have indeed stumbled upon a secret ancient metropolis deep in Egypt's desert, a discovery so astounding that it's changing what we know of history.
In 2021, archaeologists announced this unbelievable find near Luxor. They had begun excavations there just months earlier, originally searching for the mortuary temple of King Tutankhamun. No one expected to find an entire city, but within weeks of digging, to the team's great surprise, mud brick walls began emerging in every direction, forming the layout of a sprawling settlement. It became clear they had uncovered a large city, astonishingly well preserved, with some walls still standing nearly 10 feet high. Inside the sun-baked rooms were tools, pottery, and other everyday objects left behind as if their owners had just stepped away for a moment. News of the discovery spread quickly, sending shockwaves through the archaeological community. It turned out this was the largest ancient city ever found in Egypt, buried under the sand for millennia. Some experts hailed it as the most significant Egyptian archaeological find since the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb nearly a century ago. Why such excitement? Because the site had remained essentially untouched for over 3,000 years, a snapshot of ancient life preserved as if frozen in time by the desert. Archaeologists soon determined exactly what city they had uncovered. It was the long-lost city of Aten, built around 34 centuries ago by Pharaoh Amenhotep III during the height of Egypt's 18th dynasty. Amenhotep III's reign was a golden age of wealth, art, and power, and this city, sometimes called the dazzling Aten, was a center of his empire, filled with grand palaces, temples, workshops, and bustling neighborhoods. Ancient records spoke of its splendor, but many foreign expeditions had searched for it in vain until now. For all its prosperity, the city's story took a dramatic and mysterious turn. After Amenhotep III's death, his son Akhenaten came to power and made a radical break with the past. He rejected Egypt's traditional gods in favor of worshipping the sun disk Aten alone, even changing his name and upending the kingdom's religion. In doing so, Akhenaten abandoned his father's city entirely, leaving its buildings and inhabitants behind almost overnight. The royal court moved to a brand new capital far away, and the city of Aten was largely left to the sands. That loss turned into modern archaeology's gain. It meant everything that remained here stayed exactly where it was when the last residents vanished. As excavators carefully cleared the site, they found themselves essentially walking through the streets of an ancient ghost city. They identified distinct districts. One quarter held an expansive bakery, complete with ovens and clay storage pots still in place, as if the bakers had just finished their day's work. In another area stood rows of houses, their mud brick walls connected by a peculiar zigzagging barrier, possibly an ancient security gate controlling access to a richer estate or palace sector. The city was full of workplaces too. Archaeologists uncovered workshops with spinning wheels for weaving, and they even found casting molds used to craft amulets and decorative items, evidence of a bustling production of jewelry and ritual objects. Everywhere they looked were signs of daily life, bits of dried bread left in ovens turned to ash, pottery vessels, and tools lying where they were dropped, all painting an incredibly vivid picture of a thriving community. Some discoveries at the site were downright eerie and unexpected. Inside one crumbled building, the team found the skeletons of 2 cows or bulls buried right into the floor of a room, an extremely unusual practice that left researchers puzzled. Nearby, they uncovered a human skeleton sprawled out with arms extended and a rope wrapped around the knees, an unsettling scene that raises chilling questions about what happened in this city's final moments. Were these the results of ancient rituals, or perhaps victims of some sudden calamity? No one is sure yet. These mysterious burials are still being analysed, adding an element of suspense to the site's story. Alongside such mysteries, other artifacts have given stunning insight into ordinary life in the lost city. For example, the excavators found a large clay jar still packed with what turned out to be about 20 pounds of dried meat, essentially an ancient pantry stash. Incredibly, this jar bore a hieroglyphic inscription indicating it was prepared in year 37 of the king's reign for a festival, and it even named the butcher who made it. It is as if we have a labelled piece of kitchen inventory from 3,000 years ago. Walking through this excavation has been likened to stepping into a time machine. One archaeologist on the team described how, as she wandered the preserved streets with tall walls still intact on either side, she half expected an ancient Egyptian to round the corner at any moment. The city has even been dubbed an Egyptian Pompeii, a reference to the Roman city frozen in volcanic ash, because here in the desert, the sands preserved a moment in time from ancient Egypt with astonishing completeness. Since this place was never built over or disturbed after it was abandoned, it truly is a time capsule. The beds, the dishes, the workshop tools, all are still there, whispering stories of a day in the life of a long-vanished civilization. As astonishing as it is to find a lost city buried beneath desert sands, not all of history's secrets lie on dry land. In fact, our next journey plunges beneath the waves to explore another ancient city, one hidden underwater, a place that seemingly shouldn't exist at all. If you thought this desert discovery was unbelievable, just wait until you see what mysteries lurk beneath the sea.
There are huge areas of the world that have never been looked at by archaeology at all. Or if looked at by archaeology, looked at only minimally. Of course, the most important are the flooded continental shelves. And that's why Santa and I spent 7 years of our lives scuba diving all around the world.
It's an insane amount of work. It's not just with the precision, but with the moving of these enormous objects. One of the things that always puzzles me, why? Why do they need to be so precise?
Imagine stumbling upon a hidden chamber beneath your home, leading to an ancient city carved deep within the earth, complete with its own ventilation system and defense mechanisms, an architectural marvel predating Egypt's majestic pyramids. From the labyrinthine complexity of Turkey's Derinkuyu underground city to the symbolic engravings in South Africa's Blombos cave, our history is dotted with mysterious technologies and constructions that challenge our understanding of ancient human ingenuity. These discoveries not only push the boundaries of what we thought was technologically possible thousands of years ago, but also invite us to rethink the capabilities of our ancestors in the deep past. Blombos Cave, located on the southern coast of South Africa, has become an essential site for understanding early human culture since its discovery in the 1990s by Professor Christopher Henshillwood. The cave's artifacts, which date back about 100,000 years to the Middle Stone Age, offer a glimpse into the ingenuity and artistic sensibility of early humans. Among the notable findings are delicately crafted bone tools, which are some of the earliest known examples of using bone as a material for tool making. The sophistication and finish of these tools indicate a high level of skill and understanding of materials by their creators. In addition to bone tools, engraved ochre pieces were found in the cave, adorned with geometric patterns. These engravings are more than just decorative. They are believed to represent some of the earliest forms of symbolic communication and abstract art, suggesting that cognitive abilities in abstract thought and planning were well developed during this era. Another significant discovery was that of shell beads, which imply a sense of personal adornment and possibly indicate social or ritualistic practices. These beads might have been used in necklaces or bracelets, pointing to an early form of human expression and possibly even a system of currency or social delineation based on adornment. The Blombos cave artifacts are often cited as evidence of a cognitive revolution, a significant leap in human thinking that may have been driven by genetic mutations affecting brain connectivity, leading to enhanced cognitive capabilities. This shift is thought to reflect a fundamental change in the neurophysiological capacities of humans at the time. Comparatively, the engravings from Blombos cave and the later, more visually complex and representational Lascaux cave paintings in France, dated to about 17,000 years ago, both underscore a continuity in human artistic endeavors. While the Lascaux paintings are renowned for their visual sophistication, the abstract patterns and use of materials like ochre at Blombos may represent an earlier manifestation of the same cognitive leap toward symbolic thought and communication. Through these discoveries, Blombos cave provides profound insights into the evolution of human cognition, culture, and social organization, challenging earlier assumptions about prehistoric humans and underscoring the deep roots of human creativity. These findings mark Blombos cave as a pivotal benchmark for understanding the origins of modern human behavior and artistic expression. Moving from the artistic expressions of ancient South Africa to the architectural marvels of early Turkey, Catal Hoyuk emerges as a fascinating site. Discovered in the late 1950s by James Mellart and extensively excavated later by Ian Hodder, this Neolithic New Stone Age settlement is located in south-central Turkey. Dating back approximately 9,500 to 7,700 years ago, Catal Hoyuk provides an unparalleled glimpse into early urban life and its complexities, spanning about 32 acres with its intricately built environment. The architectural uniqueness of Catal Hoyuk is evident in its mud brick houses, which were accessed via roofs instead of doors, suggesting a highly organized and communal society. The close clustering of these dwellings, where the roof of one building served as a terrace for another, reflects a lack of clear social stratification, unusual for such an early urban development. The settlement's walls boast elaborate frescoes, including detailed depictions of hunting scenes and vultures. These murals, some of the earliest examples of narrative art, offer insights into the community's beliefs, rituals, and the environment around them. Further explorations reveal numerous figurines and shrines within the settlement, underscoring the significant role religion played in daily life. The prominence of female figures and symbols in these findings may indicate matrifocal elements in their social structure. The theoretical perspective that Catal Hoyuk might have been an egalitarian society is supported by the uniformity in house size and communal architectural layout. This suggests that Catal Hoyuk could have practiced a form of proto-communism long before the concept was formally theorized, with an absence of grandiose tombs or palatial structures pointing to a community where social status was not markedly pronounced. When compared to the slightly later urban developments in Mesopotamia, such as Uruk, Catal Hoyuk presents a stark contrast. Unlike Uruk, which displayed distinct social hierarchies through its city layout and monumental architecture like ziggurats, Catal Hoyuk's layout suggests a more collective approach to urban living. This comparison provides key insights into how early urban societies could develop and organize themselves in diverse ways. In 1963, a seemingly mundane home renovation in the small town of Derinkuyu, Turkey, turned into a groundbreaking archaeological discovery. A homeowner, while knocking down a wall in his basement to expand the space, inadvertently opened up a passage leading to an extensive network of rooms, tunnels, and chambers buried deep beneath the earth. This was no ordinary find. It was the entrance to what would soon be recognized as the largest underground city in Cappadocia, a region already noted for its unique geological formations and history of subterranean dwellings carved into soft volcanic rock. The discovery revealed that Derinkuyu was not just a series of underground caves, but a complex multi-level city that could descend up to 85 meters, or about 280 feet underground, featuring at least 18 tiers. This massive subterranean complex was equipped to house up to 20,000 people along with their livestock and necessary provisions. The city contained everything from residential quarters and communal spaces to places of worship and educational rooms, demonstrating a highly sophisticated understanding of architectural and engineering principles. Archaeologists who arrived soon after the discovery were astounded by the city's capabilities. Derinkuyu was ingeniously designed with extensive ventilation shafts, ensuring air circulation deep underground, akin to modern air conditioning systems. It also featured enormous stone doors that could be rolled across passageways to secure the city from invasions, operable only from the inside. The narrow tunnels were strategic, forcing potential intruders to enter in single file, which made defending the city more manageable. The engineering marvels of Derinkuyu also included a sophisticated ventilation system that prevented suffocation, even when the underground city was filled to capacity. This level of planning and construction suggests that the builders of Derinkuyu were not only master planners, but also pioneers in early architectural design. The design and defensive capabilities of Derinkuyu often draw comparisons to the legendary labyrinth of Minos, which was said to house the fearsome Minotaur in Greek mythology. Much like the mythological labyrinth, Derinkuyu had a cohesive layout with one main entrance and only a few secret exits, ingeniously designed to confuse and potentially trap unwelcome guests. This architectural similarity highlights the ingenuity of ancient builders and their ability to create secure and self-sustaining environments under the most challenging conditions.
Like many travelers before me, I too have reached the gates of Timbuktu. Timbuktu the mysterious, Timbuktu the holder of secrets, Timbuktu the center of knowledge. Timbuktu was one of the wonders of the ancient world. It was a type of Shangri-La or Atlantis, where people thought that there was a land beyond the deserts of the Sahara, where gold lined the streets, and it was a type of sumptuous kingdom.
Beneath the scorching sun and swirling sands of the Sahara Desert lies a city whose very name invokes mystery and wonder, Timbuktu. Once a beacon of trade, knowledge, and wealth, today it is known by few, understood by even fewer. Yet, Timbuktu is not just a relic of the past. It is a testament to human ambition, ingenuity, and survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth. But how did this fabled city come to be? How could a thriving center of wealth and knowledge emerge in the heart of a seemingly inhospitable desert?
Timbuktu has different phases within its existence, and all of the groups participated in the different phases of development.
Our journey begins in the early 14th century, during the reign of the Malian emperor Mansa Musa. His wealth was so immense that his pilgrimage to Mecca reportedly devalued gold in regions he passed through. Yet Musa's most enduring legacy was not his riches, it was the flourishing of Timbuktu, a city destined to become a hub for commerce and scholarship. The first mystery of Timbuktu, however, lies not in its origin, but in what was discovered centuries later. In the early 19th century, European explorers, lured by tales of an elusive golden city, crossed the Sahara in search of wealth. What they found, instead, was an ancient city built from colossal blocks of stone and mud brick. Structures like the Jingwereber Mosque and Sankore University stood as monumental testaments to human craftsmanship, their towers defying the desert's harsh elements for centuries. The first question emerges here: how were these structures built? Some of the stones used in Timbuktu's buildings weighed up to 2 tons and were transported from quarries more than 30 miles away. Modern engineers remain puzzled by how this was achieved without advanced machinery. How could ancient builders move such massive stones across the unforgiving landscape of the Sahara? Did they possess knowledge that modern civilization has lost? This mystery is the first clue to Timbuktu's mysterious past. An engineering prowess seemingly out of place in a desert that by all accounts should have made such construction impossible.
They found that there were these actually very, very sophisticated, very complex mud brick structures on a very large scale.
But as we look deeper into Timbuktu's history, we discover something even more astonishing. By the 15th century, Timbuktu had become a thriving intellectual hub, housing some of the greatest libraries in the world. Manuscripts covering subjects such as astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and law were studied and preserved here. Scholars from across the Islamic world traveled to this remote city, transforming it into a center of learning that rivaled some of the greatest educational institutions of the time. And yet, one question lingers. How did such an intellectual center thrive in a place so isolated?
It became an intellectual center because the scholars generally were traveling with the caravans.
Was it simply Timbuktu's strategic location along trade routes, or could there be something more? Some researchers believe that Timbuktu's placement precisely at the edge of the Sahara and along the Niger River may have held deeper significance. Could ancient civilizations have chosen this location based on an advanced understanding of geography or even astronomy? A provocative theory suggests that Timbuktu might lie on one of the Earth's natural energy pathways, ley lines, that have been revered by ancient cultures across the world. Could its success as a city of knowledge and wealth have been linked to its placement on one of these energy nodes? As we ponder these questions, another mystery unfolds. Recent discoveries have revealed that many of the original manuscripts from Timbuktu's libraries, some dating back over 700 years, are missing. Where did they go? Were they destroyed or were they stolen? Whispers of a conspiracy emerge here, an organized effort perhaps by European colonial powers to seize and suppress Timbuktu's ancient knowledge. Some believe the manuscripts were hidden by local scholars to protect them from invaders, and that their secrets remain buried, known only to a select few. Today, historians and treasure hunters alike search for these lost manuscripts, hoping to unlock the wisdom they contain. But this brings us to an even greater mystery. What exactly was in these manuscripts? Could they have contained knowledge that the world wasn't ready for? Advanced technologies or philosophies that challenged the dominant worldviews of their time?
I want to know what else is going to be found that hasn't been investigated yet at all. We're just touching the edge of a huge mystery.
Were these manuscripts lost to history or intentionally kept from the world? As we explore these questions, we are reminded that Timbuktu's story is not just about the past. It is a cautionary tale about the fragility of human progress. What knowledge have we, as a civilization, lost over the millennia? Could the lost wisdom of Timbuktu have changed the course of human history? As we dive deeper into the story of Timbuktu, an unsettling thought begins to emerge. What if the true wealth of this city was not in gold, but in knowledge? And what if that knowledge was too dangerous for the world to possess? Timbuktu's scholars compiled manuscripts on topics ranging from astronomy to medicine, from theology to mathematics. By the 15th century, Timbuktu housed an estimated 700,000 manuscripts, forming one of the largest intellectual archives of the time. But here's where the mystery deepens. Much of this vast collection has vanished. Entire libraries were raided, collections disappeared, and even today, many manuscripts remain unaccounted for. Some of the surviving texts mention ideas that seem far ahead of their time, such as advanced mathematical concepts and detailed astronomical observations. There are even cryptic references to knowledge of the cosmos that surpasses what we believed was understood in the 14th and 15th centuries. Could it be that Timbuktu's scholars possessed knowledge far beyond what we know today? And if so, who or what was responsible for the suppression of this information? Some researchers point to the colonial history of Africa. As European powers began their conquest of the continent in the 19th century, they systematically dismantled much of the region's cultural heritage. And there are rumors that the French in particular seized many manuscripts from Timbuktu and shipped them back to Europe. Others suggest that these texts were deliberately hidden or destroyed because they contained information that could challenge the scientific revolution taking place in Europe. The truth remains elusive, but what we do know is that Timbuktu's intellectual legacy has only been partially uncovered. Many of the remaining manuscripts are locked away in private collections, deteriorating from neglect. Could these hidden texts hold the answers to the mysteries that still surround Timbuktu? But the intrigue does not end with the manuscripts. Archaeologists working in the region have uncovered ruins of other ancient cities near Timbuktu, suggesting the area was part of a larger, interconnected civilization. Some of the stones used in Timbuktu's structures weigh several tons and were transported from quarries miles away. How could these feats of engineering have been accomplished without modern machinery? And could there be a connection between the builders of Timbuktu and the ancient Egyptians? Adding to the mystery, some of these structures remain unfinished, as though the builders abruptly stopped their work. Why would a city so rich in knowledge and wealth suddenly fall into decline? Environmental changes may provide part of the answer. As the Sahara continued to expand, trade routes shifted, and the resources that once sustained Timbuktu dwindled. But others suggest that external forces may have played a role. Some theorists argue that jealous foreign powers or even secret societies conspired to bring about the city's downfall. One of the most persistent theories involves the lost riches of Timbuktu. According to legend, Mansa Musa's wealth wasn't only in gold. He may have possessed ancient artifacts and manuscripts from a forgotten civilization. Some believe that these treasures remain hidden beneath the city, waiting to be discovered. Could Timbuktu's greatest secret be something far more valuable than gold? As we conclude our journey, one thing is clear: Timbuktu's mysteries are far from solved. What knowledge was lost, and why? What still lies hidden beneath centuries of sand and secrecy? Recent efforts to preserve Timbuktu's heritage have been met with both success and challenge. Instability in the region and the harsh desert climate threaten the remnants of the city's once great libraries. Yet, new archaeological techniques such as ground-penetrating radar have revealed that entire sections of the city may still be buried. Could these hidden chambers hold the answers to the questions we've been seeking? Or could they contain even greater secrets? Secrets that could reshape our understanding of history, civilization, and the very nature of knowledge.
Beneath the blistering Egyptian sun, a shocking secret has emerged from the dunes. Hidden for over 3,000 years, an entire city, frozen in time, has come to light. Streets, homes, workshops, untouched since pharaohs ruled the Nile. But what makes this discovery truly stunning isn't just its age, it's what it reveals about life, death, and a mysterious disappearance. It's being called the most important archaeological discovery since Tutankhamun's tomb.
In 2021, near the ancient capital of Thebes, modern-day Luxor, a team led by renowned Egyptologist Dr. Zahi Hawass struck gold, quite literally. While searching for King Tutankhamun's mortuary temple, they stumbled on something far greater: a sprawling, intact city buried beneath layers of sand. It had walls, rooms, pottery, tools, even bakeries, still filled with ancient grain. Jewelry was found where it had been left. Storage vessels sat untouched for millennia. This wasn't a burial site, it was a bustling, everyday metropolis, now frozen like Pompeii. Named the Rise of Aten, the city dates back to the reign of Amenhotep III, one of Egypt's most powerful and enigmatic pharaohs, around 1380 BCE. A golden era in Egyptian history, his reign was marked by vast wealth, diplomatic ties with distant kingdoms, and monumental architecture. Yet even amid such power and prestige, the city was mysteriously and suddenly abandoned. Here's the puzzle. Why would one of the most powerful cities in Egypt's golden age suddenly go silent? Amenhotep III ruled during a time of dazzling opulence. His court was adorned with foreign emissaries, lavish palaces, and celebrations that lasted for weeks. His architectural feats were unrivaled. The city of Aten was a crown jewel, a thriving hub teeming with artisans, scribes, and merchants. And yet, evidence shows that it was abruptly deserted. No war, no disaster, no gradual decline, no sign of violence. It's a complete cross-section of society, an ancient Egyptian time capsule preserved not by intention, but by the sheer luck of the desert's embrace. And then there was the skeleton. Curled on the floor of a house, a body lay undisturbed. No burial shroud, no coffin, just sand and silence. It wasn't mummified. It wasn't prepared for the afterlife. Was this person left behind in the evacuation? Or did they die just before the city vanished? Nearby, another skeleton, this one of a young goat, was found tied with rope. A domestic pet? A sacrifice? Or perhaps a meal never eaten? These clues suggest a city that left in haste. People didn't take everything. They didn't finish their work. Tools were abandoned mid-task. Some simply vanished. To understand the deeper significance of this city, we have to look at the politics of the time. Amenhotep III's rule was peaceful and prosperous, but his son, Akhenaten, would throw Egypt into chaos with his monotheistic experiment. By shifting power away from the traditional priesthood, Akhenaten threatened the foundation of Egyptian society. The temples of Amun, once central to spiritual and civic life, were shuttered, statues defaced, worship criminalized. Many believe the abandonment of Aten wasn't voluntary. It was forced by decree, a sudden purge of the old gods, a national transformation that left families scrambling to adjust. The city may not have fallen to war or famine, but to ideology. And yet, remarkably, the city structures remain preserved, as if time itself was halted, giving modern archaeologists a chance to peer directly into the moment Egypt changed forever. Scholars believe the answer may lie with his son, Akhenaten, the heretic king, known for upending Egypt's polytheistic religion and establishing a monotheistic worship of the sun disk. Aten Akhenaten moved the capital hundreds of miles away to a new city, Amarna. This spiritual and political shift likely destabilized existing power structures and forced entire populations to relocate. Could the sudden departure from Aten be tied to this religious revolution? Was the city's evacuation a calculated purge of the old ways, a spiritual reset on an imperial scale? What we're witnessing may be the material aftermath of one of the most radical ideological shifts in ancient history, a time when gods were replaced, temples emptied, and sacred traditions overturned. What makes this city remarkable isn't just its size or age, but its humanity. Most Egyptian discoveries focus on tombs, temples, and treasures of royalty. But here, archaeologists have uncovered the lives of ordinary people. Workers, artisans, families. The city layout reveals residential blocks, kitchens, and industrial zones. You can almost hear the sound of pottery wheels turning, smell the bread baking, or see children playing in alleyways long vanished beneath the sand. Life wasn't just recorded in stone. It was lived in these narrow corridors, filled with voices now silent but not forgotten. One room held clay bricks stamped with Amenhotep III's royal seal. Another contained tools for weaving and dyeing fabric. Slag and crucibles suggest metalworking shops. There's even evidence of glass production, an industry Egypt excelled in during the New Kingdom, a technology nearly lost to time. Despite how much has been revealed, only a fraction of Aten has been uncovered. Ground-penetrating radar shows more structures lying beneath the surface, possibly administrative buildings, more homes, and even temples. Some speculate that the city might connect to Medinet Habu, the massive mortuary temple of Ramesses III, or stretch toward the Valley of the Kings. New layers are being peeled back each season, and with every shovel of sand, more questions arise. How far did this city reach? What else is buried? Could there be clues to Amenhotep's political alliances, or even hidden tombs waiting to be discovered? This isn't just about ancient walls and broken pots. The rediscovery of Aten tells us something profound about humanity. The fragility of civilization, the resilience of memory, and the silent power of the past to reshape the present. In a time when digital maps and satellites blanket our globe, it's astonishing to realize that entire cities can still remain hidden, waiting patiently to rewrite history. As the sands of Egypt shift once more, they whisper a simple truth. There is still so much we don't know. And sometimes the past isn't buried, it's just waiting to be found. But while that city lay buried beneath the desert sands, another hid in a place no one expected, beneath the waves. Just off Egypt's coast, scientists have uncovered a sunken city so baffling, its very existence challenges everything we thought we knew. The Alhambra Palace in Granada, Spain, a pinnacle of medieval Islamic art and architecture, built by the Nasrid dynasty, is renowned for its intricate artistry and ingenious water management system. This system, a marvel of Nasrid engineering, features a seemingly impossible ability to make water flow uphill, showcasing the advanced hydraulic understanding of its creators. The Alhambra's enduring water system, still functional centuries later, powered stunning fountains, lush gardens, thermal baths, and even timekeeping devices, proving that water was not just a resource, but an artistic, cultural, and engineering marvel, deeply woven into the fabric of the palace itself. The Alhambra's history began in the 9th century, with evidence of Roman and Visigothic presence, and later a fortress was built. Its transformation into a palace started with the Nasrid dynasty in 1232, when Muhammad I began construction. The Alhambra's development continued for centuries under Nasrid rulers, with the 14th century being a golden age. The water system's perfection even took 3 generations. In 1492, the Christian Reconquista led to the Alhambra becoming a Spanish royal residence. Later, it faced disrepair and then restoration. Its hilltop location was strategic for defense, but supplying water was challenging, leading to its renowned hydraulic engineering. The architectural design of the Alhambra reflects its dual nature as a fortress and a palatine city. Its layout is characterized by a series of interconnected courtyards, gardens, and buildings, each meticulously designed and integrated with the natural landscape. Key areas include the formidable Al-Kazaba, the private Nasrid palaces such as the Meksuar, the opulent Kamares Palace, and the celebrated Palace of the Lions. Beyond the main palace complex lies the Generalife, conceived as a serene summer retreat with exquisitely designed gardens. Courtyards like the Court of the Lions and the Court of the Myrtles serve as central organizing spaces, with water playing a pivotal role in their design, contributing to both their visual appeal and the overall ambience of tranquility. The Generalife Gardens further exemplify this integration, featuring elaborate water channels, cascading fountains, and lush vegetation, evoking the Islamic ideal of paradise. Water features, including serene pools, intricately carved fountains, and gently flowing channels, are seamlessly interwoven into the architectural spaces throughout the Alhambra. This deliberate integration blurs the distinction between interior and exterior realms, with water acting as a unifying thread that connects courtyards, gardens, and indoor areas in a harmonious flow. Beyond their aesthetic contribution, the strategic placement of these water features served a crucial practical function: to cool the palace environment in the intensely hot Granadan summers through the natural process of evaporation. The Alhambra's elevated position presented a challenge for its builders, which Nasrid engineers solved by diverting water from the Darro River 6 kilometers upstream, where the elevation was higher than the palace. This was achieved through the Royal Canal, which navigated challenging terrain using tunnels and aqueducts, while maintaining a shallow slope to ensure a constant gravitational flow of water towards the Alhambra. To generate water pressure for the palace's fountains and systems, the engineers constructed a large storage pool at an even higher elevation than the Alhambra itself. Water from the Royal Canal flowed into an underground pipe and collected in a well. A water wheel, powered by animals, lifted the water to the surface to fill the storage pool, which could hold around 400 cubic meters of water. This elevated reservoir pressurized the entire water system and provided a backup water supply. From the storage pool, water was distributed throughout the palace via a network of channels, supplying the pools, fountains, baths, and gardens. The entire system was a testament to the medieval engineers' understanding of gravity and fluid dynamics. The Alhambra's hydraulic system had the remarkable ability to raise water 6 meters to the soldiers' quarters, which were at a slightly higher elevation. This was achieved using a device that didn't need external power. Water flowed into a container with a hole at the bottom, leading to another container below. As the water flowed down, it created a whirlpool in the top container, forming a low-pressure area that sucked air into the lower container. The air and water mixed, creating a less dense mixture that was forced into a thin pipe. This lighter aerated water could then travel to a higher elevation. This method used the density difference between aerated and pure water. Creating a whirlpool to introduce air showed advanced understanding of fluid mechanics. This device was likely less efficient than the main gravity-fed system, as it was only used for a small lift in a localized area. The precise mechanism is still debated by scholars, suggesting its complexity and ingenuity. Water was not only a vital resource for the inhabitants of the Alhambra, but also a central element of its artistic and architectural expression. The palace boasted numerous fountains, each a testament to Nasrid artistry and engineering. The most iconic is undoubtedly the Fountain of the Lions, located in the heart of the Palace of the Lions. This magnificent fountain features a large dodecagonal basin resting on the backs of 12 intricately carved marble lions, from whose mouths water flows into the surrounding channels. Other notable fountains include the serene Fuente de los Arayanes in the Court of the Myrtles, whose elongated pool reflects the surrounding architecture with captivating beauty, and the Lindaraja Fountain, a 14th century marble cup installed in the Garden of Lindaraja. An extensive network of water channels, ranging from narrow rills to wider canals, meandered through the Alhambra's courtyards and gardens. These channels served the practical purpose of irrigating the lush vegetation, while also contributing significantly to the aesthetic appeal and the soothing auditory experience of the palace with the gentle murmur of flowing water. Unique water features, such as the water stairs, Escalera del Agua, in the General Life Gardens, further showcased the creative integration of water into the palace's design. Beyond the fountains and channels, the Alhambra's hydraulic system powered the palace's thermal baths, or hammams. The heating of these baths was achieved by water flowing into an underground control room and passing through a copper boiler heated by burning wood. This boiler provided hot water for the baths and steam for underfloor heating in the hot rooms and steam rooms. Legend also suggests that the Fountain of the Lions functioned as a water clock, with water flowing from a different lion's mouth each hour. This mechanism likely involved a system of holes and internal pipes within the fountain's central bowl, regulating the flow of water to each lion. A siphon mechanism within the bowl would have allowed for automatic draining and resetting after a 12-hour cycle. The Alhambra's innovative hydraulic system used gravity, water wheels, and a whirlpool mechanism to manage water for functional and aesthetic purposes. Its sophisticated design, which integrated water into the architecture, and advanced engineering distinguish it from other medieval systems and continue to inspire modern engineers. Water from the Darro River was diverted to the Alhambra Palace via the Royal Canal and a water wheel. From an elevated storage pool, pressurized water flowed through pipes to palace features, including the Fountain of the Lions with its sequential lion activation and a 2-container system, using a whirlpool to push water uphill to the soldiers' quarters. Modern interpretations and reconstructions visualize these complex mechanisms, likely constructed with copper, earthenware, and potentially cast iron pipes.
Imagine a city so ancient, the Great Pyramids of Giza are recent history by comparison. Our journey begins not in Egypt, but thousands of years earlier. Beneath windswept plains and tell mounds, archaeologists have unearthed sites that rewrite our understanding of civilization's dawn. Today, we travel into deep prehistory to explore awe-inspiring remnants of cities older than the pyramids.
High on a hill in Turkey lies Göbekli Tepe, the world's oldest known temple complex, over 12,000 years old. Built around 9600 BCE, its T-shaped limestone pillars, some 20 tons, form massive stone circles carved with images of lions, bulls, and vultures. Its builders were nomadic hunter-gatherers, long before agriculture or cities. Klaus Schmidt, who led excavations in the 1990s, believed Göbekli Tepe served as a spiritual gathering place, challenging the long-held belief that religion followed farming. This site suggests it may have been the need for shared ritual that led humans to settle and farm, not the other way around. Göbekli Tepe shattered conventional timelines. The idea that temple building required settled agriculture crumbled. Instead, we see a different story. One where early humans, by torchlight and stone tools, came together to create sanctuaries millennia before the first pharaohs. the sandstone pillars still rise like silent sentinels, reminding us that imagination and cooperation were thriving even at the edge of the last ice age. But who built it, and where did they live? Just a few hundred miles south, another ancient wonder offers clues. In the Jordan Valley lies Jericho, often called the world's oldest city. Excavations at Tell Sultan revealed stone walls and a round tower dating back to around 8000 BCE, built by some of the first settled communities. The wall stood 4 meters tall. The tower rose 28 feet, astonishing architecture for its time. Whether built for defense, flood protection, or ritual, these structures point to social organization and collective labor. Jericho's early residents lived in mud brick homes, raised livestock, and cultivated barley. With 2,000, 3,000 inhabitants, it was a true town. Jericho's existence proves that the seeds of urban life, permanent settlement, communal building, long-term planning, were planted well before the monumental age of Egypt. But Jericho wasn't alone. In central Turkey, a vast mound called Catal Hoyuk reveals yet another form of early urban life. Dating to around 7500 BCE, Catal Hoyuk was a dense, complex settlement lasting nearly 2,000 years. Its homes, made of mud brick, were built wall to wall with no streets. Residents moved across rooftops and climbed down ladders to enter their homes. These interiors featured painted walls, mounted bullhorns, and burial sites beneath sleeping platforms. There were no palaces or grand temples. Every building was domestic, yet rich in symbolism and social function. Catal Hoyuk challenges the notion that cities need kings or central authority. With no known hierarchy or metal tools, this Neolithic city showed that cooperation and shared space could sustain a population of 5,000 or more. Over 18 layers of habitation revealed generations building atop the ruins of their past, preserving community while adapting to change. As we trace this human journey, we travel beyond the Near East to the edge of Europe, to a windswept corner of the British Isles. In the Orkney Islands of northern Scotland, a storm in 1850 uncovered a village buried under sand for 4,000 years. This was Skara Brae, a Stone Age settlement older than the pyramids. Inhabited from roughly 3180 to 2500 BCE, it consists of 8 stone houses connected by passageways. Inside, stone beds, hearths, and storage cabinets remain intact, a snapshot of Neolithic life preserved for millennia. Here, families herded sheep, grew barley, and collected shellfish. Their homes were partially dug into the ground for insulation, featuring stone-built furniture and drainage systems. Skara Brae, dubbed the Scottish Pompeii, offers a rare, vivid glimpse of everyday life in deep prehistory. It reminds us that even in remote Europe, people were building homes, farming, and crafting communities, while Egypt's pyramids were still centuries away. Standing in these ancient dwellings, at Göbekli Tepe, Jericho, Catal Hoyuk, and Skara Brae, we feel a connection across millennia. These were not isolated marvels, but part of a broader pattern, humanity's long experiment with community, belief, and permanence. Each site, in its own way, whispers of lives once lived, of laughter echoing through stone chambers, of rituals performed under starlit skies, of shared meals and silent prayers. In these ruins, we glimpse the flicker of human spirit that has burned through the ages. Civilization didn't ignite in one place. It sparked like flint across continents, temples rising in the highlands of Turkey, defensive walls encircling Jericho, rooftop villages humming with life in Anatolia, and stone homes dug into the windswept earth of Orkney. Long before pharaohs carved their legacies in limestone and kings ruled from thrones, our ancestors were gathering, building, and dreaming. They watched the stars, honored their dead, told stories, and forged bonds that made life more than survival. Their achievements remind us that creativity, cooperation, and community are not modern inventions. They are ancient, enduring human traits. These forgotten cities challenge us to expand our view of history. They urge us to look beyond familiar timelines and monuments, to recognize that the grandeur of the pyramids, though awe-inspiring, is but a chapter, not the opening scene. The true prologue lies in sacred hills and buried villages, shaped by hands that left no written record, only stone, earth, and memory. Next time we marvel at Giza's towering symmetry, we might also recall the pillars of Göbekli Tepe, silhouetted at dawn, the watchful Tower of Jericho guarding a desert spring, the rooftop pathways of Catal Hoyuk bustling with life, or the intimate hearths of Skara Brae lit by flickering firelight. Their legacy is not only etched in stone, but encoded in us, in our impulse to gather, to build, to believe, and to remember. We are not the beginning, just the newest line in a story still unfolding, one carved by countless hands before ours. And if we listen closely to the echoes in those ancient walls, we may just hear the murmur of our own origins calling back through time. But what if I told you that the secrets of lost civilizations aren't just buried beneath the sands of the old world? Deep within the lush, tangled heart of the Amazon, scientists have stumbled upon ruins that defy everything we thought we knew about ancient history. The next discovery might just rewrite the origins of civilization as we know it. Early in 2025, a sensational announcement reverberated through the world of archaeology. Evidence of a vast, previously unknown city had been discovered deep beneath the sands of the Giza Plateau, directly under the imposing pyramid of Khafre. This monumental finding, if confirmed, promises to be one of the most significant discoveries in Egyptology, potentially rivaling the unearthing of Tutankhamun's tomb in its impact on our understanding of ancient Egypt. The Pyramid of Khafre, the second largest of the iconic trio at Giza, was constructed around 2550 BC during the 4th dynasty for the pharaoh of the same name, also known as Chephren. While its slightly steeper angle and elevated location make it appear taller than its more massive neighbour, the Great Pyramid, its internal structure is known to be relatively simple. The premise of a substantial urban settlement lying hidden beneath this ancient wonder offers a revolutionary perspective on the Old Kingdom and the purpose and complexity of the Giza complex. The Pyramid of Khafre stands as a testament to the power and ambition of Pharaoh Khafre, who reigned during a golden age of pyramid construction. As the son of Khufu, the builder of the Great Pyramid, Khafre continued the family's monumental legacy, not only erecting his own impressive pyramid, but also commissioning the enigmatic Great Sphinx. Known to the ancient Greeks as Chephren, Khafre ruled around 2558 to 2532 BC. The construction of his pyramid was an enormous undertaking, utilizing vast quantities of limestone, primarily sourced locally from the Giza Plateau, along with pink granite brought from distant quarries near Aswan for specific elements like the lower casing stones and the lining of the upper descending passage. Theories regarding the workforce involved vary, with some historical accounts suggesting hundreds of thousands of laborers, while modern estimates point to a more skilled and organized workforce, numbering in the tens of thousands. The pyramid's construction likely involved the use of inclined ramps made of brick, earth, and sand, along with sledges and levers to move the massive stone blocks into place. The precision achieved in fitting these multi-ton blocks together speaks to the advanced engineering and organizational capabilities of the ancient Egyptians. The known internal structure of the Khafre pyramid is relatively straightforward compared to the labyrinthine passages of the Great Pyramid. 2 entrances on the north side lead to a system of descending and ascending corridors, culminating in a horizontal passage that opens into the burial chamber. The burial chamber itself, carved from a pit in the bedrock, features a gabled roof made of limestone beams and housed a large sarcophagus crafted from solid granite. A smaller, subsidiary chamber also exists to the west of the lower passage, its purpose remaining a subject of scholarly debate. The comparative simplicity of Khafre's internal layout suggests that the primary focus of construction might have extended beyond the tomb itself, hinting at a more complex relationship between the pyramid and its surrounding environment. The discovery of a similar, potentially larger, urban settlement directly beneath the Khafre pyramid would represent an unprecedented find, adding a new dimension to our understanding of the relationship between these royal monuments and the urban landscape of ancient Egypt. The discovery of a city beneath the Khafre pyramid in 2025 would almost certainly be attributed to advancements in non-invasive archaeological scanning and exploration technologies. These techniques allow archaeologists to peer beneath the surface without the destructive impact of traditional excavation. Ground-penetrating radar, GPR, is one such technology that works by emitting radar pulses into the ground and analyzing the reflected signals to identify buried structures and variations in subsurface materials. GPR has been successfully used in Egypt to map archaeological sites and could potentially reveal the outlines and infrastructure of a subterranean city. The discovery of a large Old Kingdom settlement beneath the Khafre pyramid would hold immense historical, cultural, and scientific significance. Historically, it could revolutionize our understanding of the pyramid's purpose, potentially indicating that it served not only as a tomb, but also as a central element within a larger urban complex. Culturally, such a discovery would undoubtedly capture the public imagination, fostering a renewed interest in ancient Egypt and potentially offering new insights into the beliefs, rituals, and societal structures of this fascinating civilization. Scientifically, the study of a well-preserved Old Kingdom city using modern archaeological techniques would be invaluable, yielding data on urban planning, architecture, diet, health, and social organization that might not be obtainable from other archaeological contexts. The announcement of a vast underground city beneath the Giza pyramids in early 2025, based on radar technology, has already elicited a range of reactions from the archaeological community. While the claims have generated excitement in some quarters, many leading Egyptologists have expressed skepticism. Dr. Zahi Hawass, for instance, dismissed such rumors as baseless fabrications lacking scientific evidence. Professor Lawrence Conyers, a radar expert, also questioned the ability of current technology to penetrate to such depths, suggesting the idea of an underground city is a huge exaggeration. While the existence of a major, previously unknown settlement beneath a major pyramid is considered less likely by many experts, the possibility of smaller undiscovered structures or chambers around the Giza pyramids is generally acknowledged. Past discoveries, such as the hidden corridor in the Great Pyramid revealed by muon tomography, demonstrate the potential for advanced scanning techniques to uncover previously unknown features. Ultimately, the validity of claims regarding a lost city beneath the Khafre pyramid will depend on rigorous scientific verification, including peer-reviewed publications and official confirmation from Egyptian archaeological authorities. The process of announcing a major archaeological discovery typically involves several stages to ensure accuracy and responsible dissemination of information. Initial findings are usually followed by further research and verification by the archaeological team. This often includes detailed analysis of the data and preparation of a comprehensive report. Once peer review is complete and the relevant authorities, such as the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, have been informed and have granted their approval, the discovery is often announced through official press conferences and media releases. The timeline from the initial discovery to the public announcement can vary considerably, ranging from months to years, depending on the complexity of the find and the research involved. Ethical considerations play a significant role in this process, emphasizing the need for accurate and responsible reporting, avoiding sensationalism, respecting the cultural heritage of the site, and ensuring proper documentation and preservation of the findings. The Giza Pyramid Complex is part of a vast necropolis that extends across the Giza Plateau, encompassing not only the three main pyramids, but also numerous other structures including temples, smaller pyramids dedicated to queens, and extensive cemeteries for officials and workers. The Pyramid of Khafre holds a central position within this landscape, situated between the Great Pyramid of Khufu and the Pyramid of Menkaure, with the enigmatic Sphinx standing guard to its east. The plateau itself lies at the edge of the Western Desert, a short distance from the Nile River. In ancient times, the Nile's floodplains would have been closer to the plateau, influencing settlement patterns and facilitating the transportation of the massive stones used to build the pyramids. The discovery of a lost city beneath the Khafre pyramid would add a significant new layer to our understanding of this already complex and historically rich landscape.
The huge areas of the world that have never been looked at by archaeology at all, or if looked at by archaeology, looked at only minimally. Of course, the most important are the flooded continental shelves, and that's why Santa and I spent 7 years of our lives scuba diving all around the world.
Nestled at the westernmost edge of the Saurashtra Peninsula in what is now the state of Gujarat, India, the ancient city of Dwarka offers a narrative that is as rich in spirituality and mythology as it is in historical urban development.
The calculation is that 27 million square kilometers that was above water during the Ice Age is underwater now.
The city's strategic positioning near the confluence of the Gomati River and the Arabian Sea played a pivotal role not just in safeguarding it from potential invaders, but also in bolstering maritime trade and fostering connections with other parts of the ancient world. This geographical advantage, coupled with the city being enveloped by water on all sides, either as a peninsula or a series of islands, crafted a natural fortress that was a challenge for any adversary to overcome.
Most of human civilization has been organized around water, right? And as the water levels change, some of those ancient cities could be completely covered.
We did a lot of diving in southern India, so it was great for her to be able to talk in their own language to Tamil fishermen and Tamil divers and see if they'd seen any weird stuff underwater, which they certainly had.
Moreover, the Gomati River's proximity not only enhanced the city's scenic beauty, but also served as a crucial lifeline for its residents. Dwarka's urban landscape, as depicted in ancient texts, was nothing short of architectural grandeur. The city boasted of meticulously planned streets, a state-of-the-art drainage system, and formidable fortifications, all of which were divided into well-defined sectors for residential, commercial, and administrative purposes.
We know that it's been underwater for about 6,000 or 7,000 years, but the question is, how long before that was it made? How long did it stand there above water?
This level of urban planning and civil engineering sophistication showcases an advanced understanding of city management and infrastructure development, making Dwarka a marvel in ancient urban planning. The city's defensive structures, including a series of gates and fortifications, underscored the thoughtful defensive strategy employed in its construction. These were not merely architectural feats, but were strategically designed to regulate access and provide unwavering protection against invasions. Such architectural and strategic prowess points to a high degree of sophistication and indicates that Dwarka was a city that blended beauty with brains, making it a formidable entity in the ancient world.
The world is dotted with ancient wonders that whisper tales of bygone eras. From the towering pyramids of Giza to the enigmatic stone circles of Göbekli Tepe, these sites offer tangible evidence of past civilizations, allowing archaeologists and historians to piece together the narratives of human history. However, some mysteries remain stubbornly silent, defying our attempts to decipher their secrets. The Guyaju caves, a vast complex carved into the cliffs of China, stand as a prime example of such an enigma.
Nestled within the rugged slopes of Tangshan Mountain in the Yanqing district of China, approximately 80 kilometers northwest of the bustling metropolis of Beijing, the Guyaju caves were only discovered in 1984. This surprisingly late discovery underscores the remote and hidden nature of the site, despite its relative proximity to a major population center. The complex is a sprawling subterranean world comprising 117 caves that house a staggering 350 individual chambers, all meticulously carved into the granite cliffs. The entire complex spans an impressive area of 24.7 acres, 100,000 square meters, making it a site of considerable scale and complexity. The Yanqing district itself is known for its mountainous terrain and historical significance, being home to a section of the Great Wall of China, a testament to the region's long history of human habitation and strategic importance. However, the relationship, if any, between the Great Wall and the Guyaju caves remains purely speculative. Unlike other ancient sites that offer a wealth of archaeological artifacts, inscriptions, and historical documentation, Guyaju is eerily silent. No datable artifacts, such as pottery shards, tools, weapons, or even human remains, have been recovered from within the caves. Even more perplexing is the complete absence of any mention of the site in known historical texts. This silence is particularly striking given the scale, sophistication, and presumed longevity of the complex. Chinese historical records are renowned for their detail and comprehensiveness, meticulously documenting events, construction projects, and the lives of both rulers and commoners. The renowned Han Dynasty historian Sima Qian 145–86 BC, in his monumental work Records of the Grand Historian Shiji, painstakingly chronicled centuries of Chinese history, stating his purpose as to investigate the connections between heaven and humanity, to penetrate the transformations from past to present, so as to form the words of one school of thought. One would expect that a site as significant as Guyaju, requiring immense effort and resources to create, would have left some trace, some echo in the historical record. Yet, the caves remain an anomaly, a blank page in the otherwise richly detailed annals of Chinese history. This profound silence raises fundamental questions about the site's origin, purpose, and the identity of its creators. It stands in stark contrast to other large-scale projects of ancient China, such as the Terracotta Army, which, while initially hidden, was extensively documented in terms of its purpose and the emperor it was built to honor. The lack of concrete evidence surrounding Guyaju has understandably fueled a wide range of theories regarding its origin and purpose. Each theory attempts to fill the void left by the absence of historical and archaeological data, drawing upon comparative analysis, historical context, and informed speculation. The Tang Dynasty Village, or Granary Theory. Some scholars propose that the complex served as a village or a large-scale granary during the Tang Dynasty in 618 to 907 AD. This theory is based in part on the perceived resemblance of some chambers to known Tang Dynasty architectural styles. The Tang Dynasty was a period of great prosperity and cultural flourishing in China, marked by significant advancements in agriculture, infrastructure, and urban planning. However, no definitive evidence linking Guyaju to the Tang period has been found. The Han Dynasty Military Garrison Theory. Others suggest that Guyaju was a military garrison constructed during the Han Dynasty 202 BC to 220 AD. This theory draws upon the strategic location of the site in a mountainous region and the presence of features that could be interpreted as defensive in nature. The Han Dynasty was a period of significant military expansion and the construction of fortifications along the empire's borders, particularly in the north to defend against nomadic incursions. The nearby Great Wall serves as a powerful example of Han Dynasty defensive architecture. However, the layout and features of Guyaju do not definitively align with known Han Dynasty military structures. The Liao Dynasty Refuge Theory. Another theory posits that Guyaju was a refuge for outlaws, bandits, or a displaced tribe during the Liao Dynasty 916 to 1125 AD. The Liao Dynasty, established by the Khitan people, was a period of political instability and conflict in northern China. This theory suggests that the caves provided a secure and hidden base of operations or a place of refuge from the turmoil of the era. While plausible, this theory, like the others, lacks concrete supporting evidence. It's possible the caves served multiple purposes over many centuries. Despite the mystery surrounding their origin and purpose, the chambers within the Guyaju complex exhibit a remarkable uniformity of design, suggesting a well-planned and organized construction effort carried out over a significant period. Most chambers appear to have been designed as dwellings, bearing a resemblance to cave dwellings found in other parts of the world. Notable examples include the troglodyte dwellings of Cappadocia in Turkey, the Sassi of Matera in Italy, and various cave settlements in Spain. These comparisons, while not definitive proof of cultural exchange, highlight the widespread human practice of utilizing natural caves and rock formations for shelter and habitation. The chambers at Guyaju are predominantly square or rectangular in shape, although some exhibit a circular design. They range in size from single rooms to multi-level structures, connected by a network of passageways. Many chambers feature doorways, windows, kang beds, traditional heated platforms commonly found in northern China, stoves, storage areas, and even sophisticated drainage systems, all meticulously carved from the solid granite rock. The presence of these features suggests a relatively high level of comfort and a degree of permanence in the occupation of the caves. The chambers typically average 1.7 to 1.8 meters in height and 1 to 6 meters in depth, with walls consistently around 30 centimeters thick. The smallest chamber discovered measures a mere 3 square meters, while the largest spans an impressive 20 square meters. A complex system of rock-cut staircases, ladders, and bridges connects the various chambers and levels, creating a navigable network within the cliff face, allowing the inhabitants to move freely throughout the complex. At the highest point of the complex, commanding a panoramic view of the surrounding landscape, lies the Guanting, translated as the Golden Temple. This structure is particularly impressive, consisting of 8 interconnected chambers spread over 2 floors. The Guanting features finely carved stone pillars, a large central stone bed, and stone desks and stools, all crafted with a level of skill and artistry that surpasses that found in the other chambers. Creating Guyaju was a monumental task. Estimates suggest 100 people working for 5 years would be needed, but this depends on unknown factors like available tools. The methods used to carve the granite and transport debris are still speculative. Were they using readily available iron tools or something else entirely? The Guyaju caves are a profound enigma. The absence of artifacts and historical records leaves us with many questions. Who built it? When and why? Was it a village, fortress, refuge, or something else? Confucius said, "To say you know when you know, and to say you do not know when you do not know, that is knowledge." With Guyaju, we must acknowledge our limited knowledge. In the searing heart of West Africa's Sahel region, near the edges of the Sahara Desert, lies the ghost of an ancient city that once pulsed with wealth, scholarship, and global reverence, Timbuktu. Its name echoes across the centuries, not just as a mythical trading hub, but as the crown jewel in the empire of Mansa Musa I of Mali, the wealthiest man in recorded human history. Mansa Musa, the 14th century ruler of the Mali Empire, was a figure of immense power and influence. His dominion extended over a vast territory rich in resources, particularly gold. This extraordinary wealth was famously displayed during his pilgrimage to Mecca, where his lavish spending caused economic ripples that were felt across continents. The sheer scale of his opulence left an indelible mark on the regions he passed through, showcasing the might and prosperity of the Mali Empire. However, Mansa Musa's legacy extends far beyond his material wealth. He was a devout Muslim, and his pilgrimage deepened his faith and commitment to Islamic scholarship. This devotion led him to transform the city of Timbuktu into a renowned center of Islamic learning and culture. Under his patronage, Timbuktu flourished, attracting scholars, architects, and artists from across the Islamic world. The city's skyline was adorned with magnificent mosques and universities, their intricate designs and imposing structures testament to the skill and artistry of their creators. These architectural marvels, such as the Sankore University and the Jinguereber Mosque, still stand today as enduring symbols of Mansa Musa's reign and his commitment to Islamic scholarship. Timbuktu's libraries were filled with priceless manuscripts, covering a vast array of subjects from theology and law to medicine and astronomy. This wealth of knowledge attracted students and scholars from far and wide, making Timbuktu a beacon of intellectual pursuit and cultural exchange. Mansa Musa's transformation of Timbuktu into a center of Islamic learning had a profound and lasting impact on the region. The city became a hub of intellectual and cultural activity, contributing significantly to the advancement of Islamic scholarship and the spread of Islamic culture throughout West Africa. Even today, Timbuktu remains an important historical and cultural site. Born around 1280 AD, Mansa Musa ascended the throne of the Mali Empire in 1312, after the previous emperor, Abu Bakr II, vanished during an ill-fated expedition across the Atlantic. At the time, Mali was already powerful, but under Musa's reign, it grew to dominate much of West Africa, spanning modern-day Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Niger, and parts of Nigeria and Chad. But what made Musa truly legendary was Mali's gold. At the peak of his rule, the empire controlled over half of the world's gold supply. Gold was not just currency, it was power, it was politics, it was prestige. Musa had all three in divine abundance. In 1324, Musa undertook his famous Hajj to Mecca, traveling with a caravan of 60,000 people, 100 camels each carrying hundreds of pounds of gold, and countless servants and soldiers. He distributed so much gold along the way, especially in Cairo, that it caused hyperinflation in Egypt, destabilizing their economy for over a decade. That single act alerted the wider world to the existence of a fabulously rich African kingdom. Although Timbuktu had existed as a seasonal settlement since the 11th century, it was Mansa Musa who made it flourish. He recognized its strategic value at the confluence of trans-Saharan trade routes. Musa poured wealth into developing it, transforming a caravan outpost into a bustling metropolis. At the height of its glory, Timbuktu was a city of stone mosques, grand libraries, and lively markets. Musa commissioned the construction of several grand buildings, the most iconic being the Jinguereber Mosque, built in 1327 by the Andalusian architect Abu Ishaq es-Saheli. A masterpiece of Sudano-Sahelian architecture, made from mud brick and wood, it remains standing today. Sankore University, one of the world's oldest universities, it housed over 400,000 manuscripts at its peak, covering everything from theology to astronomy, law to medicine. Mansa Musa wasn't content with gold-laden markets and tribute-laden palaces. His vision was holistic, to create a spiritual and intellectual powerhouse. He invested heavily in Islamic architecture, importing artisans and scholars to raise the city's status. The mud brick structures of Timbuktu were designed not only to withstand the heat and shifting sands of the Sahel, but also to symbolize divine order and the emperor's piety. More importantly, Musa's wealth funded education. The Sankore Madrasa, the Sidi Yahya Mosque, and the Sidi Yahya Library turned Timbuktu into an African Alexandria. Manuscripts were hand-copied, debated, and studied in courtyards and shaded porticos. Subjects included mathematics, philosophy, medicine, astronomy, grammar, and Islamic law. Timbuktu thrived at the intersection of caravan trade routes. Salt from the mines of Tagaza, gold from Bambuk, ivory, kola nuts, textiles, and even enslaved people passed through its gates. Under Mansa Musa, Mali's control of trade was strategic and ruthless. Trade wasn't merely economic, it was a tool of empire. Timbuktu became a hub where Berber traders from the Maghreb, Arab merchants from the east, and local Soninke and Manda traders met, haggled, and exchanged goods and ideas. The city minted its own currency in gold dust, regulated by weight with precision scales. Musa established centralized markets and ensured protection for merchants, which encouraged more trade and, in turn, more taxes and tributes to the empire. After Mansa Musa's death in 1337, Mali's power began a slow decline. Internal divisions, foreign invasions, and the shifting of trade routes away from the Sahara toward the Atlantic weakened the empire. Timbuktu was later conquered by the Songhai, then by the Moroccan Sultanate in the late 16th century, which looted its libraries and dismantled its institutions. But Timbuktu's aura never fully faded. To this day, Timbuktu is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its crumbling mosques and hidden manuscripts, some recently rediscovered and digitized, are testaments to the intellectual glory Mansa Musa built. Timbuktu may now be synonymous with the ends of the earth, but in the 14th century, it was the center of the world. Mansa Musa's wealth was so vast, it defies modern comparison. Some estimate his fortune in today's terms would exceed $400 billion, dwarfing the fortunes of Bezos, Musk, or any oil tycoon. But unlike most billionaires, Musa spent his gold not on palaces or private armies, but on faith, knowledge, and legacy. Timbuktu wasn't just a city, it was a symbol. A city raised not merely on trade and gold, but on the aspirations of a civilization that sought to shine as a beacon of divine favor and human brilliance in the heart of Africa's unforgiving desert. Through Timbuktu, Mansa Musa's soul still echoes, in the pages of sand-covered manuscripts, in the sun-baked walls of mud mosques, and in the myths that continue to dazzle the modern imagination.
There's huge areas of the world that have never been looked at by archaeology at all. Or if looked at by archaeology, looked at only minimally. Of course, the most important are the flooded continental shelves. And that's why Santa and I spent 7 years of our lives scuba diving all around the world.
Nestled at the westernmost edge of the Saurashtra Peninsula in what is now the state of Gujarat, India, the ancient city of Dwarka offers a narrative that is as rich in spirituality and mythology as it is in historical urban development.
The calculation is that 27 million square kilometers that was above water during the Ice Age is underwater now.
The city's strategic positioning near the confluence of the Gomati River and the Arabian Sea played a pivotal role not just in safeguarding it from potential invaders, but also in bolstering maritime trade and fostering connections with other parts of the ancient world. This geographical advantage, coupled with the city being enveloped by water on all sides, either as a peninsula or a series of islands, crafted a natural fortress that was a challenge for any adversary to overcome.
Most of human civilization has been organized around water, right? And as the water levels change, some of those ancient cities could be completely covered.
We did a lot of diving in southern India, so it was great for her to be able to talk in their own language to Tamil fishermen and Tamil divers and see if they'd seen any weird stuff underwater, which they certainly had.
Moreover, the Gomati River's proximity not only enhanced the city's scenic beauty, but also served as a crucial lifeline for its residents. Dwarka's urban landscape, as depicted in ancient texts, was nothing short of architectural grandeur. The city boasted of meticulously planned streets, a state-of-the-art drainage system, and formidable fortifications, all of which were divided into well-defined sectors for residential, commercial, and administrative purposes.
We know that it's been underwater for about 6,000 or 7,000 years, but the question is, how long before that was it made? How long did it stand there above water?
This level of urban planning and civil engineering sophistication showcases an advanced understanding of city management and infrastructure development, making Dwarka a marvel in ancient urban planning. The city's defensive structures, including a series of gates and fortifications, underscored the thoughtful defensive strategy employed in its construction. These were not merely architectural feats, but were strategically designed to regulate access and provide unwavering protection against invasions. Such architectural and strategic prowess points to a high degree of sophistication and indicates that Dwarka was a city that blended beauty with brains, making it a formidable entity in the ancient world.
You're coming across statues underwater, you're coming across columns underwater. It's just magical in diving on an underwater city.
Diving into the depths off the coast of modern-day Dwarka in Gujarat, India, archaeologists have embarked on marine explorations that have significantly advanced our understanding of the ancient city's grandeur and the sophisticated civilization that once flourished there. These underwater explorations have brought to light submerged structures, stone foundations, walls, pillars, and steps that many believe were part of the legendary Dwarka, a city of immense importance in Hindu scriptures. The discovery of such elaborate underwater architecture points towards the advanced engineering and construction techniques of the time, hinting at a society that was far ahead of its contemporaries in terms of urban planning and infrastructure development. The use of modern technology, including sonar scanning, diving explorations, and underwater photography, has been instrumental in mapping out the submerged city, providing us with a clearer picture of its complexity and the scale at which it operated. But the revelations don't stop at structures. A plethora of artifacts unearthed both from the seabed and land excavations near Dwarka tell tales of a culturally rich and economically prosperous society. The remnants of well-laid streets and an elaborate drainage system underscore a high degree of urban planning, indicative of a society that valued organization, environmental health, and the well-being of its citizens. Moreover, the variety of materials discovered suggests Dwarka was a bustling hub of trade and cultural exchange, maintaining connections with other civilizations of its time. This diversity not only showcases the city's economic vitality, but also its cultural openness and dynamism. But perhaps what's most fascinating is the chronological evidence unearthed through radiocarbon dating.
We have to accept that civilization in India is at least 5,000 years old. The largely and correctly discredited notion of an Aryan invasion of India needs to be abandoned.
Some artifacts and structural components of the submerged city have been dated back to the 2nd millennium BCE, aligning Dwarka's timeline with that of Lord Krishna, as described in traditional beliefs and ancient texts. This dating not only cements Dwarka's place as a significant cultural, religious, and economic center in the ancient world, but also bridges the gap between mythological narratives and historical reality. These archaeological findings offer a tangible framework to understand the evolution of urban settlements in ancient India, shedding light on societal structures, trade practices, and the cultural dynamics of the time. As we piece together clues from the past, Dwarka holds a special place in the tapestry of Hindu mythology and Indian ancient history, not just for its divine origins, but also for the mystery and majesty that encompass its story. At the heart of Dwarka's legend is its foundation by Lord Krishna, a pivotal figure in Hinduism revered across various traditions. The epic tales from the Mahabharata and the Bhagavata Purana tell us of Krishna's quest to protect his people from persistent threats, leading to the establishment of this city. It wasn't just a random choice. Krishna was strategic, opting for a location that offered natural defenses and prosperous living conditions for his subjects. Positioned on the western coast, Dwarka was a fortress against adversaries, thanks to its geographical advantages and access to vital sea routes that facilitated trade and communication. This city wasn't just a safe haven, it was a symbol of divine protection and ingenuity, blending spiritual significance with architectural splendor. The story of Dwarka, with its grand buildings and eventual mysterious submergence, captures the imagination, making it a subject of fascination and reverence. Dwarka, often hailed as the City of Gold in ancient scriptures, embodies not just the literal application of gold in its architecture, but also represents an era of unparalleled wealth, prosperity, and architectural ingenuity. This legendary city, with its palaces shimmering with gold and precious stones, grand public spaces, and formidable fortifications, stands as a testament to the zenith of ancient urban development and prosperity. The city's opulence wasn't confined to its material wealth. It extended to its sophisticated design and layout, which were attributed to Vishwakarma, the divine architect in Hindu mythology. Commissioned by Lord Krishna, Vishwakarma's vision for Dwarka was nothing short of architectural brilliance. The planning of Dwarka was meticulously executed, with distinct zones for residential quarters, marketplaces, temples, and public buildings. This segregation ensured that the city functioned efficiently, with each area serving its purpose without encroaching on another. The residential quarters, designed for comfort and accessibility, were likely constructed with not just security in mind, but also aesthetics, ensuring that the city's inhabitants lived in an environment that was safe, beautiful, and harmonious with nature. But perhaps the most captivating tale of Dwarka is its mysterious submergence.
The submergence of those sites is largely because of subsidence of land rather than sea level rise, because it's relatively recent.
Legend has it that following Lord Krishna's departure from this world, the city met its end, swallowed by the sea. This story isn't just a pivotal chapter in Hindu mythology, marking the end of an era and the onset of Kali Yuga. It has also piqued the interest of archaeologists and historians. Their underwater explorations near the modern city of Dwarka have unearthed submerged structures, offering a tangible link to the city's legendary past. These discoveries hint at the existence of a significant settlement that might have gradually succumbed to rising sea levels or other catastrophic events, giving some historical backbone to the mythological tales. The submergence of Dwarka is often seen through a symbolic lens, reflecting on the ephemeral nature of wealth and the inevitability of change. It reminds us that even the most splendid creations, no matter how grand or well-built, are not immune to the forces of time and nature. This story, rich with historical intrigue and mythological depth, continues to enchant and provoke thought, bridging the ancient with the present and the mythical with the real.
In the sprawling metropolis of modern-day Mexico City, a silent witness to the ancient past lies partially concealed beneath a vast expanse of volcanic rock. Cuicuilco, an ancient Mesoamerican city, once thrived in the Valley of Mexico, its skyline dominated by a unique circular pyramid. Today, much of this once vibrant urban center rests beneath the Pedregal de San Angel, a dramatic landscape formed by the solidified lava flows of the Citla volcano. The story of Cuicuilco is a compelling narrative of rise and fall, of human ingenuity and the overwhelming power of nature, offering a glimpse into the early stages of civilization in the Americas. The origins of Cuicuilco trace back to the early formative period, with evidence suggesting its establishment as an agricultural village around 1400 to 1200 BCE. This early settlement, located on the southern shores of Lake Texcoco, marked the beginnings of a community that would eventually grow into a significant regional power. While some accounts point to a slightly later settlement around 800 BCE, the consistent evidence of very early occupation underscores Cuicuilco's status as one of the most ancient sites in the Valley of Mexico. Over the subsequent centuries, the small farming village underwent a transformation, gradually developing into a more complex society with public buildings appearing as early as 1000 to 800 BCE in the form of conical structures with oval bases. This early architectural activity signifies a move towards a more organized and potentially hierarchical community. By the middle formative period, 800 to 150 BCE, Cuicuilco had experienced substantial growth, evolving into one of the largest and most important ceremonial centers in ancient Mexico. Estimates suggest that its population reached an impressive 20,000 inhabitants, and some even propose figures as high as 40,000, indicating a major urban hub for its time. Supporting this significant population was a sophisticated hydraulic system, a testament to the engineering capabilities of the Cuicuilco people, who skillfully channeled water for irrigation, domestic use, and even for religious spaces. The presence of multiple pyramids, terraces, and temples further attest to its importance as a religious and civic center. Evidence of a four-tier settlement hierarchy suggests a well-defined social structure, indicating a complex level of organization and governance within the city. This period marks Cuicuilco's ascent as a dominant force in the Valley of Mexico, laying the groundwork for its unique architectural legacy. The most iconic feature of Cuicuilco is undoubtedly its circular pyramid, a structure that sets it apart from the more common squared pyramids of later Mesoamerican cultures. While precise dimensions vary slightly across different accounts, the main pyramid is consistently described as a large, multi-tiered circular edifice. Some sources indicate a height of 23 meters with 5 levels, while others suggest dimensions of 85 feet, approximately 26 meters, tall and 360 feet, approximately 110 meters, wide, dating its construction to the 5th century BCE. Another account describes it as having 4 tiers with a diameter of 116 meters and a height of 26 meters. Regardless of the exact measurements, the sheer scale and distinctive circular form of the pyramid mark it as a remarkable architectural achievement for its time. Constructed as a series of 5 superposed structures in the form of truncated cones, the pyramid featured ramps on its eastern and western sides, providing access to the summit. This unique design likely held profound religious and cosmic significance for the Cuicuilco people. Its strategic positioning suggests an early attempt to connect religious beliefs with celestial events. Archaeological findings reveal a stone altar at the pyramid's summit, aligned with the sun during the equinox, indicating its astronomical and ritual importance. Traces of red pigment on the altar hint at the practice of sacrificial ceremonies. The possibility that the pyramid was conceived as one of the first Mesoamerican calendars, allowing for the observation of the spring equinox sunrise behind the Cuicuilco volcano, further underscores its astronomical significance. The association of the pyramid with a fire god, potentially linked to the nearby volcanic activity, is also evident. A ceramic figurine of an old man carrying a brazier, discovered near the altar, may point to fire-related rituals conducted at this sacred site. Near the pyramid, archaeologists discovered a structure referred to as a kiva, adorned with abstract geometric shapes and red ochre paintings, some of the oldest of their kind in Mesoamerica. Its purpose remains debated, with possibilities ranging from an astronomical observatory to a ceremonial altar or even a temazcal, steam bath. The circular form itself may have symbolized the caves central to many Mesoamerican creation myths. The pyramid's construction underwent multiple phases, starting with 2 levels and a temple on top, later expanded with 2 additional levels, reflecting its enduring importance and evolving function over time. Life in ancient Cuicuilco was deeply intertwined with the surrounding environment. Agriculture, with maize as the staple crop, formed the backbone of their economy. The sophisticated hydraulic system not only supported agriculture, but also provided water for daily life and religious practices. The proximity of the Zitla volcano likely played a significant role in shaping their worldview and influencing their ritual practices, perhaps as a way to mediate the powerful forces of nature. Evidence suggests a hierarchical society with a ruling elite who likely oversaw governance and religious ceremonies. Religious practices were an integral part of their lives, as evidenced by stone offerings, ceramics found in burial sites, and the rituals conducted at the main pyramid. The discovery of pottery reflecting deities and religious symbolism further underscores the importance of their belief system. Cuicuilco was not an isolated entity. Archaeological findings reveal cultural connections and influences from other Mesoamerican groups, including the Olmecs, as seen in early pottery styles. Later, the city interacted with the rising power of Teotihuacan, demonstrating its place within a broader regional network. The circular form of the pyramid even bears similarities to later architectural styles found in Huastec and Tarascan cultures, suggesting a potential legacy or shared traditions. The flourishing city of Cuicuilco met an abrupt end due to violent eruptions of the Zitla volcano. While the exact timing is debated, it's generally thought to have occurred between 245 and 315 CE. Lava flows buried Cuicuilco and the surrounding area under thick layers of rock, forcing inhabitants to flee and abandoning the once thriving city. This volcanic destruction, similar in scale to Pompeii's fate, drastically altered the landscape. Displaced Cuicuilco people likely migrated to other settlements in the Valley of Mexico, notably Teotihuacan, which rose to prominence after Cuicuilco's demise. Cuicuilco's rediscovery began in the early 1900s with major excavations between 1922 and 1925, led by Byron Cummings, who used explosives to reveal the round pyramid top. Eduardo Noguera opened the site to the public in 1939, promoting further research. Later excavations, especially in the 1960s, uncovered artifacts indicating continued occupation after volcanic eruptions. However, full excavation is challenging due to lava cover and urban development, with the 1968 Olympic Village construction causing further damage. Cuicuilco, with its circular pyramid, was a complex urban center with multiple pyramids, terraces, and temples. The main pyramid, Great Base, had a semicircular shape with ramps and oval altars. Other structures included the kiva, structure E1, and a stela with engravings. Residential areas, plazas, and a hydraulic system were also present. Artifacts such as pottery, sculptures, and everyday items reveal Cuicuilco's culture, connections, and daily life. Cuicuilco, an early major urban and ceremonial center in the Valley of Mexico, predates Teotihuacan and may have influenced its development. Its unique circular pyramid is one of the earliest monumental structures in the region, potentially inspiring later pyramids. The city's history, especially its relationship with Teotihuacan, offers insights into the pre-classic period's power dynamics and cultural transformations.
The Andes, implacable, eternal. For centuries, they have stood silent sentinel over secrets whispered on the wind, secrets of empires built and shattered, secrets of a hunger that drove men to the edge of madness. November 16th, 1532, Cajamarca. Here, in the shadow of the mountains, the Inca Empire, a civilization that had touched the sky, met its brutal end. A handful of Spanish conquistadors, led by the iron fist of Francisco Pizarro, brought an entire people to their knees. 5,000 Inca warriors, unarmed and defenseless, Atahualpa, the god king, captured. The sun had set on the Inca world. But for Pizarro, the conquest was only the beginning. His eyes were fixed on a prize far greater than empire: gold, the legendary riches of the Inca, a treasure that would make kings weep with envy. They plundered temples, melted down sacred artifacts, stripped bare the very soul of a civilization. Mountains of gold, enough to fill the holds of 1,000 ships, flowed back to Spain. But even as they gorged themselves on Inca treasure, a new whisper began to circulate, a fever dream that gripped their hearts. A tale of a city forged not of stone, but of pure gold. A place where the very ruler was bathed in golden dust. A king they called El Dorado, the Golden One. This was no mere legend. They had seen the proof. The Muisca, masters of gold, and a sacred lake high in the Andes, Guatavita. Here they witnessed a ritual beyond imagining. A new chief, naked, coated in gold from head to toe, offering treasures to the depths. Before plunging into the icy water, a living god reborn. This is the story of El Dorado, the most famous treasure that never was.
The Andes Mountains, jagged and imposing, stand as silent witnesses to a pivotal moment in history, November 16th, 1532. On this fateful day, the seemingly invincible Inca Empire, a civilization that had flourished for centuries, crumbled before the might of a small band of Spanish conquistadors. Led by Francisco Pizarro, a man driven by an insatiable hunger for wealth and glory, the Spanish captured Atahualpa, the last Sapa Inca, the emperor believed by his people to be a living god. The ensuing massacre of 5,000 unarmed Incan warriors in Cajamarca was a chilling display of European military superiority and a brutal prelude to the systematic dismantling of an empire. Pizarro, however, was not merely a conqueror, he was a plunderer, his eyes fixated on the legendary riches of the Inca. Gold, in quantities that staggered the European imagination, adorned the temples and palaces of the Inca. As Pedro Cieza de León, a soldier and chronicler of the conquest, wrote in his Crónicas del Perú, "In one of these palaces, there was a garden in which the earth was lumps of fine gold, and it was cunningly planted with stalks of corn that were of gold, stalk, leaves, and ears." This vivid description highlights the sheer abundance of gold that fueled the Spanish frenzy. The systematic looting of the Inca Empire began. Temples were stripped bare, golden artifacts melted down into ingots, and the wealth of a civilization was shipped across the ocean to fill the coffers of the Spanish crown. But even as the Inca gold flowed into Europe, whispers of another, even greater source of riches began to circulate among the conquistadors. These were tales of a city, a kingdom, where gold was not merely a symbol of wealth, but the very fabric of existence. A place where the streets were paved with gold, the buildings constructed from it, and the ruler himself was covered in it. This was the legend of El Dorado, the Golden One. Driven by this intoxicating legend, the conquistadors ventured beyond the conquered Inca territories, pushing deeper into the uncharted heart of South America. They braved treacherous jungles teeming with unknown dangers, navigated the labyrinthine waterways of the Amazon, and scaled the dizzying heights of the Andes, their eyes constantly searching for any sign of the fabled Golden City. They were not merely explorers, they were treasure hunters, fueled by a potent cocktail of greed, ambition, and a near-religious belief in the existence of El Dorado. This belief was further reinforced when they encountered the Muisca, an indigenous civilization that thrived in the highlands of present-day Colombia. The Muisca, unlike the Inca, did not build vast empires or monumental cities. Their power resided not in territorial conquest, but in their mastery of gold work and their complex spiritual beliefs. Spanish chroniclers like Juan de Castellanos were astounded by the Muisca's skill with gold. In his epic poem Elegías de Varones Ilustres de Indias, Castellanos describes their artistry. They are great artificers of gold, and whatever they make is very perfect. They cast it, they make hollow figures, they solder it with great skill, and they make of it whatever they will and whatever is desired of them. The Muisca created intricate gold objects, tunjos, votive figures, jewelry, masks, and elaborate pectorals, often depicting animals, deities, and scenes from their mythology. But it was the Muisca's unique ritual at Lake Guatavita that truly cemented the connection between them and the legend of El Dorado. This sacred lake, nestled high in the Andes, was the stage for a ceremony of profound spiritual significance. Gonzalo Fernández de Oviedo y Valdés, in his Historia General y Natural de las Indias, provides a detailed, though perhaps embellished, account. The Indians say that in that lake is a great sum of gold and riches, and that the gold that the cacique, chief, offers is very much. He goes naked, covered only with a paste of fragrant resins, and over this the gold dust is applied from head to foot, as thick as salt is sprinkled on food, and thus arrayed he goes to make his sacrifice. The Spanish, upon hearing these accounts, were captivated. Here, they believed, was the origin of the El Dorado legend. The Golden Man was not a mythical king, but the Muisca leader participating in the Lake Guatavita ceremony. The lake itself, they reasoned, must be a vast repository of gold, accumulated over centuries of ritual offerings. As Juan Rodriguez Fraile, a later chronicler born in Bogotá, wrote in his work El Carnero, this is the ceremony that became the famous El Dorado, which has cost so many lives and fortunes. The conquistadors' logic, though flawed, was understandable. They saw a civilization that used gold in abundance, a ritual that involved casting gold into a lake, and a legend of a golden city. In their minds, these elements coalesced into a single compelling narrative. El Dorado was not a myth, but a hidden Muisca capital. The ensuing search for El Dorado became one of the most epic and ultimately tragic chapters in the history of the Spanish conquest. Expeditions, often led by ruthless and ambitious men, ventured into the unknown, driven by the tantalizing prospect of unimaginable riches. They found gold, yes, but never in the quantities they envisioned. They encountered indigenous resistance, succumbed to disease, and often turned on each other in their desperation. The legend of El Dorado, however, persisted. It evolved and adapted, taking on new forms and meanings. It became a metaphor for the insatiable human desire for wealth and the destructive power of greed. It also became a symbol of the unknown, the unexplored, and the enduring allure of the mythical. Even today, the name El Dorado evokes a sense of mystery and wonder, a reminder of a time when the world was still full of uncharted territories and the possibility of discovering something truly extraordinary. Deep within the endless green heart of the Amazon rainforest, a discovery has shattered our understanding of human history. Archaeologists and anthropologists have uncovered a tribe that, by every known measure, shouldn't exist. These people live in complete isolation, untouched by the modern world, speaking a language never recorded, following customs that echo a time long before the birth of civilization. But what truly stunned scientists wasn't just who they were, it was what they were using. Because their tools, meticulously crafted and made from alloys that shouldn't exist in their environment, appear centuries, even millennia, ahead of their time. The story began in 2023, when a joint Brazilian-Peruvian expedition studying uncontacted groups in the Upper Javari Valley made a startling discovery through satellite and drone surveys. Hidden within a region so remote it takes weeks to reach by river, researchers noticed vast geometric clearings, rectangular and circular earthworks stretching for miles, visible only from above. These formations were unlike anything seen in the Amazon before. They suggested planning, geometry, and engineering far beyond what local pre-agricultural tribes were believed capable of. When ground teams finally reached one of these sites, they found something even more astonishing: remnants of an isolated tribe living among the ruins of a lost world. Their dwellings were simple, woven palm thatch and clay, but their tools were not. Carbon dating placed their settlement at least 1,000 years old. Yet among their possessions were metallic implements, chisels, blades, and fragments of composite tools containing traces of nickel and iron fused at temperatures far higher than any known pre-Columbian furnace could reach. The instruments showed microscopic machining patterns, almost as if they had been shaped with precision instruments. How could a people who still lived without electricity or wheels have access to metallurgy so advanced it challenges the known timeline of Amazonian civilization? At first, the scientific community was skeptical. Some suggested contamination, perhaps modern tools lost by loggers or miners. But metallurgical analysis revealed something baffling. The alloy's isotopic composition didn't match any industrial source. In fact, it seemed native to the region, crafted using ores that exist in the Amazon basin, yet smelted in a way that defies known ancient technology. The team dubbed the find Project Ura, after the local word for spirit. The Ura people, as they came to be known, had no oral memory of outside contact. When asked, through careful and ethical translation efforts, where their tools came from, elders spoke of the Sky Builders, a people who descended in fire long ago and taught their ancestors how to shape the earth like the sun shapes stone. At first, it sounded like myth. But as more was uncovered, the line between legend and archaeology began to blur. Excavations revealed that beneath the tribe's settlement lay older foundations, terraces, post holes, and buried walls cut from solid laterite, perfectly leveled and aligned to magnetic north. Nearby, drone scans detected buried structures that formed a massive circular pattern, a geometry eerily similar to megalithic sites across the world. Even more shocking, ground-penetrating radar revealed a network of ancient tunnels connecting several of these formations, suggesting an organized culture that predated the tribe by thousands of years. Could the Ura be descendants of a civilization long lost to the forest, one that mastered metallurgy and geometry, only to vanish into myth? Evidence of such an ancient culture has been surfacing across South America. In the Upper Xingu, aerial LiDAR imaging has uncovered entire hidden cities, road networks, agricultural terraces, and ceremonial mounds, proving that the Amazon once held civilizations far more advanced than anyone imagined. These were not scattered tribes. They were organized societies capable of architecture, astronomy, and trade. The Ura discovery adds an explosive new piece to that puzzle. In 2024, further analysis of their metal tools revealed rare crystalline structures, suggesting the use of extreme heat and pressure, techniques not thought possible for any pre-Columbian society. One researcher described it as metallurgy from another epoch. Even stranger, several artifacts bore symbols faintly etched into their surfaces, patterns resembling constellations only visible in the southern sky around 10,000 BCE. Were these astronomical references, religious symbols, or records from a forgotten age? Mainstream archaeologists caution restraint. Many argue that the metallic artifacts could represent trade with unknown outsiders, or a rare instance of accidental high-temperature smelting. But others see a deeper mystery, a remnant of a civilization wiped out by the cataclysmic climate changes that ended the last ice age. If true, it would suggest that South America, long thought to be a cradle of late development, may have hosted a lost culture as ancient and technologically capable as Mesopotamia or Egypt. And there's one final, haunting detail. Near the Ura settlement, researchers uncovered a stone monolith partially buried in the forest floor. Its surface bore carvings unlike anything in known Amazonian art, spirals, overlapping circles, and parallel lines intersecting at precise mathematical intervals. When mapped, the pattern mirrored the path of the Milky Way as it appeared 12,000 years ago. If the carvings are authentic and accurately dated, they could represent one of humanity's oldest celestial maps, created by a civilization that understood the stars long before recorded history began. So what does this mean for us? It means the story of human civilization may be far older and far more complex than we ever imagined. The Amazon, once thought to be a pristine wilderness, may in fact be a vast overgrown archive, concealing the remains of ancient cultures whose technologies and knowledge were lost to time. The Yura people may not just be a lost tribe. They could be living descendants of a lineage that survived the collapse of a forgotten age, a culture that once built with fire, metal, and mathematics, then faded into legend as the jungle reclaimed their world. For now, the dense forest guards its secret. But the discovery of the Yura and their impossible tools may be the first glimpse into a chapter of human history still buried beneath roots, rivers, and centuries of silence. Somewhere, deep in the green heart of the Amazon, the echoes of that forgotten civilization remain, waiting for us to listen. The discovery of a lost tribe using metal tools far beyond their era hints that ancient knowledge may have been far more advanced and far more widespread than we ever imagined. And in Egypt, new evidence is emerging that could rewrite the entire story. The enigmatic spirals of Monte Grande, Peru. The discovery of Huaca Monte Grande, a large pyramid in the Peruvian Amazon, dating back over 3,000 years, challenged established archaeological timelines. Its unique spiral design predates well-known Andean civilizations. Initially, scientists believed that complex societies in the Amazon emerged much later than in the Andes, and that the Amazon was primarily inhabited by nomadic hunter-gatherers during this time. However, Monte Grande's size, intricate construction using clay, stone, and reed, and the discovery of ritualistic artifacts and burial sites indicate a sophisticated, sedentary society with complex beliefs. Carbon-14 dating confirms the structure's ancient origins. The spiral motif's presence at other Amazonian sites suggests a shared cosmological or symbolic significance. This discovery significantly changed the understanding of societal development in the Amazon, pushing back the emergence of complex societies by millennia and necessitating a re-evaluation of South American history. The planned urbanism of Cuicuilco, Brazil. Cuicuilco, a vast network of interconnected villages, towns, and ceremonial centers in Brazil's Xingu region, defied scientific expectations. This complex boasted roads, canals, plazas, and defensive structures, suggesting a well-organized society capable of supporting a population potentially reaching 50,000 individuals. The scale and complexity of Cuicuilco were unexpected in the Amazon, a region then thought incapable of sustaining such large populations. The absence of monumental stone architecture fueled initial skepticism. Archaeological excavations and satellite imagery analysis have since revealed the meticulous planning of these settlements. The presence of terra preta, dark earth, indicates large-scale agricultural activities, and advanced engineering is evident in the construction of bridges and moats. The interconnectedness of sites through roads and canals further underscores a high degree of social organization. Cuicuilco's scale and complexity may have inspired Percy Fawcett's quest for the lost city of Z. Sustainable agricultural practices, evidenced by terra preta, likely supported the large population and intricate social structure. Cuicuilco demonstrates that urbanism and complex societies could flourish within the Amazon rainforest. The mysterious geoglyphs of Acre, Brazil. Hundreds of large-scale geometric earthworks, or geoglyphs, have been discovered in Acre, Brazil, consisting of ditches and raised mounds forming shapes like circles, squares, and rectangles. These impressive constructions, often interconnected by paths, date back approximately 2,000 years. Initially, their purpose and even their human origin were uncertain. Some researchers speculated they might be natural occurrences. The relative scarcity of artifacts also raised questions about their function. However, the consistent geometric patterns, substantial scale, some reaching hundreds of meters in diameter, evidence of connecting roads and paths, and pre-Columbian dating strongly suggest human construction and sophisticated land management. Current research indicates they likely served as public gathering places for ceremonial and ritual activities. Ironically, deforestation for cattle ranching led to their discovery. The Acre geoglyphs provide compelling evidence that the Amazon was actively shaped and managed by its ancient inhabitants, challenging ecological models focused on natural factors. The geometric shapes and interconnectedness of the geoglyphs and roads point to a sophisticated understanding of spatial organization and potential social or ritualistic links. The extensive network of earthworks in the Llanos de Moyos, Bolivia. The 20,000 earthworks in the Llanos de Mojo savanna in Bolivia, including canals, causeways, and mounds, were built by an ancient culture around 1,000 years ago. Initially met with skepticism, the scale and complexity of these structures, along with evidence of advanced water management and agriculture, suggest a large, organized society. The earthworks served multiple functions, highlighting the society's deep connection with its environment. The challenging conditions likely drove the innovation of these extensive systems, demonstrating sophisticated landscape engineering and a profound transformation of the environment. The lost cities of the Upano Valley, Ecuador LiDAR technology, has revealed a vast network of ancient urban settlements in Ecuador's Upano Valley, dating back 2,500 years. This discovery challenges previous assumptions of sparse population, showcasing thousands of earthen platforms, roads, canals, and agricultural terraces. The organized layout and density suggest a sophisticated society, potentially numbering in the hundreds of thousands. This finding revolutionizes Amazonian archaeology, demonstrating the existence of complex urban centers much earlier and on a larger scale than previously imagined. A monumental pyramid at Monte Grande, Peru. The Huaca Monte Grande, a massive 3,000-year-old pyramid in the Peruvian Amazon, is the oldest and largest structure of its kind in the region. Its unexpected scale and complexity challenge previous assumptions about early Amazonian societies. The pyramid's construction, confirmed by archaeological excavations and carbon dating, required a significant labor force supported by a stable agricultural system. The discovery of 300-year-old cacao residue at the site also highlights the early domestication of cacao in the Amazon. Monte Grande's existence rewrites the timeline of complex societal development and monumental architecture in the Amazon, demonstrating that sophisticated cultures thrived much earlier than previously believed. The advanced agricultural systems of the Llanos de Mojos, Bolivia. Contrary to prior beliefs, the Llanos de Mojos region in Bolivia displays evidence of advanced agricultural practices used by ancient inhabitants to overcome poor soil and challenging conditions. These practices, including raised fields, irrigation, and the creation of fertile terra preta soil, supported large populations and offer insights into sustainable land management that remain relevant today. The interconnected road systems of the Upano Valley, Ecuador LiDAR surveys in the Upano Valley, revealed an extensive network of roads connecting ancient settlements. These straight roads, disregarding topographical features, challenge the perception of isolated Amazonian communities. The intricate network suggests a high degree of planning and social organization, serving transportation, trade, and possibly ritualistic purposes. The existence of a centralized authority or strong social cohesion was likely essential for such construction. This interconnected road system demonstrates a level of social and political organization previously unattributed to ancient Amazonian societies, suggesting a more complex societal structure. The sheer scale of human habitation in the Upano Valley, Ecuador. The discovery of numerous earthen platforms and structural remains in the Upano Valley challenges the previous belief that the Amazon could only support small, scattered populations. LiDAR data reveals a densely populated, highly organized society with advanced infrastructure, suggesting a population comparable to or even greater than some contemporary societies. This necessitates a revision of demographic models for the pre-Columbian Amazon, indicating a much more densely populated and dynamic region than previously thought. The historical basis for lost city legends. Archaeological evidence of large, complex ancient settlements in the Amazon is validating the core concept behind myths of lost cities like El Dorado. These legends were dismissed for centuries, but new discoveries of advanced settlements are changing this perspective. While no specific discovery matches the legends exactly, the overall picture aligns with the concept of lost cities. The persistence of these legends suggests a shared memory of a more complex Amazonian past, obscured by disease, environmental changes, and the rainforest. Eurocentric bias and lack of technology initially hindered exploration, but LiDAR and other advanced techniques are now uncovering evidence that supports these long-held beliefs. This partial validation highlights the importance of indigenous knowledge and oral histories, and the potential for further revelations in the Amazon.